Hey, Mike Phillips on here, 3D Garage. This is a 1967 Corvette Stingray Roadster. And, you know, to stand back and look at it, it looks good. It looks shiny, probably has a coat of wax on it. But what's going on is there's actually DA sanding marks. It's really hard to capture on white paint. And they're not bad, but what this means to me is somebody sanded this thing down and then they just didn't get all their sanding marks out. And it's hard to see sanding marks on white paint. So that's why I don't like using white cars in my sanding classes, is because it's just not a good idea to teach students on white cars. It's better to have some color because you can see your sanding marks when they're in there and of course when you've removed them. So what I'm gonna use for this is a combination that I really like. For a compound, I'm gonna use the ACA 510 premium rubbing compound. This is formulated to cut hard clear coats fast. What I tell people is if it'll cut a hard clear coat fast, it'll cut any paint fast, and it does. It cuts fast and leaves a nice finish. And then instead of using a traditional polish, I'm gonna use 3D Speed as my polish. So this will actually work to perfect the paint and leave a base coat of Montana wax. And then I'm gonna hit it with Bead It Up. And of course, when the owner picks it up, he's gonna buy a gallon of this to take care of it. For the cutting step, I'm gonna use an 8-inch 3D wool cutting pad on the Flex PE14. And for the polishing step, I'm going to use the Flex Sea Beast with a foam polishing pad. And just real quick, for anybody that's never buffed out these types of cars, you can see how I've taped off this whole interior with plastic. In fact, it goes all the way back over the vinyl top. And that way there's just no chance of getting any splatter on anything. So I won't have to come back and detail it at the end of the day and get splatter dots off stuff because I'm tired. So one of the things that happens when you detail a lot of cars is you figure out all the little tips and tricks to save you time at the end of the day, not just the beginning of the day. The wheels and tires are already clean. I machine scrubbed the tires. That's why you see this thing sitting up on blocks, so I can get that bottom edge that meets the ground up off the ground so I can properly clean it. Anyway, but that is the project, 67 big block Stingray Roadster. Okay, it's 4:35 and I just finished machine applying Speed. So I've actually already done the whole bottom side and wiped everything off, including the chrome. So now pretty much it's from this body line up. And I do the whole car at once, including all the glass. Let's see if I can get to where you can see the glass there. The glass is all polished. All the chrome and stainless steel is polished. Everything, the handles, buzzed over the heat shield for the side pipes. Everything got machine polished with Speed after compounding with 510. And the coolest thing about Speed is not only the fact that you can use it like a polish and it lays down a base layer of Montana wax, but when you let this stuff fully dry, it wipes off so easy. And you know, it's 4:30 now, so I've been here working on this thing since roughly, probably started at 9 o'clock. And you know, start to get tired. And it's nice to have a product that wipes off easy. But yeah, everything is machine polished. Everything down below. I have an article I wrote years ago called "If It Has Paint, It Gets Polished." So all that paint, all the chrome underneath the bumpers, everything has been machine polished with Speed. So I'm pretty neat when I buff, but right here you can see where I did throw some splatter on the plastic covering the interior. There's a few splatter dots, not a lot, but a few across the whole side. You know, so my point I want to make is every one of these dots would have slung in and then all over the beautiful dash. Not a problem, I could wipe it off, but now I don't have to. So just this little bit of plastic saves a lot of time. And you know, it's about 20 minutes till 5, so I've been working on this since 9 o'clock, and you know, it's more fun to wipe the wax off and go home than it is to wipe the wax off and then detail the interior with the toothbrush. So sometimes plastic can be your friend. Okay, so it's 5:30 and she's done. Let me show you what I used on it real quick. This car had a lot of DA sanding marks, a lot of holograms in it. You know, it's a restoration, has a custom paint job. Whoever sanded it simply didn't get all their sanding marks out and left some swirls, you know, pretty much in every panel. So I used the ACA 510. That's the 3D premium rubbing compound. It's formulated for removing sanding marks out of hard clear coats, but it'll work on anything fast. So it's a really fast compound. And this is the 3D Speed. This is a AIO. It's a one-step product. It cleans, polishes, and waxes at the same time. So instead of using a dedicated polish, I use Speed as my polish, which also left a coat of wax on it. And then I wiped the entire car down, glass, stainless steel, even the heat shields with 3D Bead It Up. Used a 3D 8-inch wool cutting pad on the Flex PE14. Used 3D foam polishing pads with the the CBs, Flex CBs, and it looks like I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pads to do all the polishing work. Lots of towels. Remember, always have a clean place to put your towels so they don't get any dirtier than they already are. Okay, so when we first started out, I did take a couple shots here showing you where the sanding marks were real quickly. Absolutely flawless black or white, flawless white paint. All the DA marks are gone, and this thing came out really, really nice. Real quick, I'll just do a little walk around video and show you how it works. I clean the wheels and tires using a 3D BDX and Orange Degreaser. Heat shields got beaded up. The whole car has beaded up, but look at the gloss. This thing has just like radioactive gloss. It is so glossy now. And slippery. 3D Bead It Up makes everything slippery. All the chrome got machine polished lightly with the foam polishing pad and Speed, and then it got wiped down with Bead It Up also. So everything has been hit with Bead It Up. And one of the things I always do for customer cars is I pay a lot of attention where people put their hands, because the door handle, I just make sure I get beaded up here because it feels slippery. And on hard tops, a lot of times people put their arms and hands on the roof, so that always gets an extra beaded up treatment too to make it feel real slippery. Anyway, 1967 Corvette Stingray Roadster show car makeover here at 3D Garage. I think it puts it right at, from start to finish, right about 8 hours. So if you own a car like this and it's all swirled out, maybe it has sanding marks, and you want to do it yourself, I'm always happy to answer any of your questions. You know, you are going to need some tools and some products, and you can get all those at 3dproducts.com. And I put all my articles on the 3D forum, which is 3ddetailtalk.com. So if you got questions about buffing out your 67 Corvette or any car, join the forum or shoot me an email. Always happy to help.